uh, next is the you have to find out the center of the quadrant. Quadrant is nothing but one fourth of a circle. Okay, I will tell you, repeat once again. Quadrant is the one fourth or 25% of the circle. Okay, so here a circle I have a quadrant I have taken. Okay, so that quadrant I have taken quadrant I have placed in an x-axis and y-axis exactly at the center. The origin of the circle which lies with the origin of the x-axis and y-axis. In that quadrant, a small segment, a small piece I have taken. So that small piece which I have shown here, so that is having the smaller angle, the small segment, it is having the smaller angle with the theta with the base x-axis, and for a segment having the angle theta. So in that segment you can see that the radial distance which are shown it in the singular line, that length of the line is r. Okay, that's a radial distance, that is the base of the segment. Okay, got it. So I have written one arrow mark is there, an arrow mark, and one I have written no, that is the height of the that segment. That segment, even though that is a part of the quadrant, that segment it utterly looks like a triangle. Okay, not exactly, it is an approximately, it looks like a triangle. So in order to find out the area of that segment, means what you have to do is you have to consider that as an right angle triangle. For what is the area of the right angle triangle? That is the half into base into height. So that is what the you have to be considered. What is the base? Base is the radius. Okay, what is the height? Height is nothing but r d theta. So area will be half into base into height. Half base will be r and height will be r d theta. So you have to be considered this one. Okay, so in this small element, so in that element, this centroid of that element will be lies at two third of that element. Okay, we know that right angle triangle, the centroid will lies at the two-third. So two-third of distance, so two-third of the distance is nothing but 2 by r. The total distance of that strip will be radial distance r. So two-third means two-third of radial distance. So that's what I have written in top, two-third of radial distance. That is for a radial distance. But for the x-axis, what is that? So that is nothing but two-third of r into cos theta. So x distance from an origin to the centroidal point is two-third of r into cos theta, and y-axis will be the two-third of r sin theta. How we will resolve the forces? Same like that, it is the distance. So it is a common, no need to mug up. So just you remember, you take a quadrant, draw it one quadrant, take a one small strip. In that strip you make it height as r d theta, and the whatever the distance is the radial distance. In that the radial distance, in that make consider that strip, you make it that as a right angle triangle. In that the center will be two-third of its distance. Two-third of distance is nothing but radius distance, so it will be two-third, 2 by r, 2 by 3 r. So for the x distance it will be 2 by third r cos theta. Okay, so that is what the minimum thing, minimal things you have to do it. So which I shown in the arrow mark 2 is there, no, that is the 2 by 3 r cos theta. That is the x distance from an centroid of the centroid to the center of the origin O. Okay, so this is what you have to do it first initially. Okay, after drawing this, so next what you have to do is you have to find out the area of the that strip. So take the area of the smaller strip. You can see that area of the smaller strip is with an angle is the d theta. So that area is nothing but right angle triangle. Right angle triangle, what is the area? Half into base into height. So that's what I have written here, half into base into height. So dA is a small elemental area of the elemental area is dA. Half I have written as it is. So what is that? R is nothing but, see here, R is the base is r, and height is the r d theta. Okay, base is r and height is the r d theta. So that's what I have written here. R is the base and height is the r d theta. if you multiply that, I will get half r square into d theta. So what I will do is dA is equal to half r square d theta is there. What for that equation I will integrate both the side. So integration of dA is you get a. So integration, so you can see here in this figure the angle varies from 0 degree to 90 degree. So limiting value will be 0 to 90 degree pi by 2. So that's why I use the limit. See here, I use the limit 0 to pi by 2. So that's why the half into, so the limits is integration from 0 to pi by 2, half r square into d theta. You have to integrate. So half r square, both are constant, you remove outside. So d theta, if you integrate, you will get d theta. Sorry, d theta, if you integrate, you will get theta. So here the theta value you have to substitute from an upper value to and lower value. That is upper value is pi by 2 and lower limiting value is 0. So theta is pi by 2 and theta value, if you put it 0, that will become 0 only. So write it only half r square into pi by 2. That is the last step I have written. So if you multiply that, the whole after multiplying, you will get pi r square divided by 4. So area of the small elemental area is half r square d theta. But if you take a full area of a quadrant is half r square by 4. So that is the area of the quadrant. Elemental area, if you take it, that is half r square into 3 theta. Full area, if you take it, that is pi r square divided by 4. So now we have determined the area of the quadrant. Next step what you have to do is, next step you have to find out the next step you have to find out the centroid of that centroid of that you have to find it. See here, for that what you have to do is, so as I said previously, so what you have to do is just x bar you take it. For an x bar, what you have to do is just simply you use it. What is that you have to use it is x bar, x into x bar is equal to integration of x into dA divided by area. You have to use it, x into dA divided by area. This is the general formula, you have to use it here. You can see here x bar is equal to integration of x into dA divided by area. So you don't forget this formula, just mug it. So x is the x distance. X distance we have know that is 2 by 3 r cos theta. So from this you can see here see here it is here. See, this is the x distance. X distance is x distance is 2 by 3 r cos theta. So dA distance I know that. What is the dA distance here? That is the smallest area. Smallest area is here, which I am showing here. That is half r square into d theta. So that is the formula. X distance is 2 by 3 r cos theta I have written here. dA distance is half r square into d theta. That's also I have written here. Okay, here sorry, here I have written here. Okay, so both I am substituting the values. So whatever the values 2 by 3 r cos theta and half r square theta, I am substituting the values in this step. Okay, so divided by area. Area is which we have determined in the previous step. Here, see here, pi, what is that here, pi r square divided by 4. So that I have substituted here I have substituted. Okay, here I have substituted. So next what I will do is just I will solve this equation. So you can see that in the previous step whatever I have done it will remain the same. So the steps all remains the same which I have solved in the previous semicircle. You follow that, the steps all remain same. So you can see in the numerator 2 by 3 r cos theta is there, another is half r square d theta is there. 2 both it will get cancelled, remaining will be r cube divided by 3, you'll get it. So that in the next step you can see here, in the next step you will get r cube divided by 3. These two this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and r cube divided by 3 you will get it. So rest of the things are cos theta into d theta, that you have to be integrate. And denominator which I'm showing here, denominator it is r square pi r square divided by 4, that one in the step, and in the next step it comes as it is. Next what you do is integrate that cos theta. If you integrate, you will get sin theta. Limiting value 0 to pi by 2, you put it in, but r cube divided by 3 pi r square divided by 4, if you simplify that, you will get 4r divided by 3 pi. So how means 4 it will go to the numerator, 4r cube it will become by 3, 3 by pi r square. So r cube and r square, if you cancel it, you will get only r. So that's why you will get only 4r here. 4r by 3 pi, you will get it. Sin theta, if you integrate, if you put the upper value and lower value of pi by 2, you will get it sin pi by 2 minus sin theta. Sin 0 is 0, sin 90 is 1. So totally that complete sin theta value will become 1. So final answer will be 4r divided by 3 pi. So finally the centroid of the quadrant will be 3 pi divided by 4. So that is the final formula of the centroid of the quadrant. It will be 4r divided by 3 pi, and you can see here for this one also the centroid value will remain same for the quadrant also. For the quadrant also it remains 4r divided by 3. Either quadrant or semicircle, the values will remain same. See here in this the very beginning, you can see very clearly the area will be half r into r d theta, it remains constant. Area also by area only, area value of the area will be changes, and rest of the formula, centroid formula, which you have to be determining, x bar is equal to integration of x into dA divided by a. So that is the formula which remains constant for either quadrant or semi-quadrant. Semicircle, it remains same. You take quadrant or semicircle, the formula will remain same, only you have to substitute that values, that's all, values of x and dA and a. So if only in the these two derivation, the dA will be changes, that's all, dA will be changes, rest of the things remains same. Okay, the area of the quadrant will remains different, area of the semicircle remains same, rest of the all the things will be remains constant. So this is the about the derivation of the quadrant. Okay, so quadrant, you will get the centroid value as 4r divided by 3 pi. So if you have any doubts, please ask me.